I would have killed to have something like this when I had no guidance.
Yep.
If I would have had somebody say, here's an actual good plan that is it perfect? No. But is it good? Yes. Is it going to be better than almost anything anyone else does that you're going to be playing against? Yes. I would have died to have that, man.
Yep.
That would have been, I would have followed it exactly the way some of the top guys follow it. That was exactly what I wanted. And that's what drives me to do it as extra work, because I want them to, I said this exact thing to Christine last night. We were talking about, I was like, if they don't succeed, it won't be because of me.
100% no.
That's my goal. I want to leave it where it's like, now it's up to you guys. Like, I'm giving you an option here. Now it's up to you to do the work and to get the good balance and to have the good timing and to be good enough and all that kind of stuff. But it's not going to be that you were misguided on my part, you know? So that's the first thing with that. And then just a couple points about what you're saying on that. It's about progress, not perfection thing.
Yes.
You'll be way ahead of anybody that you're going against just by progressing through this. Yeah. Doesn't have to be to a T. And the other part of it too is when you're making a plan, just to go on a tangent a bit about it, when you're making a plan for yourself, it's really important that you do things that you'll actually do. And that's what I kept harping on when we were talking about, especially the nutrition stuff. Yeah. I said, when you guys are writing out what your meals are going to be, so I'm giving them 4 meals a day to eat. No snacks outside of that. It's like, here's your 4, whatever goes in your mouth is in one of these 4 meals. That's it. So that we have an idea of what's going in the body. And I said, pick things that you're going to eat and that you want to eat. Don't pick what you think I want you to eat. Yeah. Right? Because if it's up to me, I would want you to eat 100% clean 100% of the time. Yeah. Because that's what the bar is always, the perfection is the bar. Yeah. But for you guys, I don't want you to look at this piece of paper and hate your life every day. I want you to want to do this thing. I want you to feel motivated to do it. I want you to feel inspired to follow it. I want you to feel like this is something that you can actually achieve and do, and you're fired up to do it every day. So by week 4, when now you're in the grind of it and it's starting to become a bit of a pain in the ass, at least you like what you're eating. At least you like whatever about it that you formed, because it's yours. It's for you. Yeah. You know? So that's one piece of advice I'd give to anybody. If you're making a plan of some sort for yourself, keep it something you'll actually do, whether it's workouts, whether it's food, whatever. So the one example is a lot of them, they'll still eat like cereal for breakfast. I'm not a big cereal guy. I would rather have eggs and whatever. But if you want to have the cereal, and then we'll add better things around it, you know? But if you just need to have the cereal in the morning, it's okay. Like, have the cereal and we'll add stuff to it. And then over time, like we said, it's not about perfection. It's about the progress. Maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years, you realize, I don't really want the cereal. Like, man, it doesn't really make me feel that good when I eat it, or whatever. And then you make the change later, but you already have things surrounding it. And I'm not making you feel like you're restricted in what you have to do. And you don't feel like you're restricted in what you have to do. So just a little side note about that. Like, when you're making any kind of template or thing to follow, it's got to be stuff you'll actually do. Because when you're really inspired and motivated and you just listen to the Rocky speech and you're like, now I'm going to make my plan and it's going to be the best thing. It's like, okay, that's good that you feel that way, but you want to make it something that you're actually going to do. Yeah. You know, don't make it so much that you're like, well, I can't do all this stuff. I'm not doing all this, especially for 3 months. Yeah. It's a long time, man. Yeah, that's what I was saying to him last night. Like, even buying clothes, like, speaking of clothes, right? Yeah. Is like, you can go out there and, like, as an adult, say you get on a tangent, I need some new clothes, and you go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff, and then what ends up happening, you buy, for me, I wear the same thing all the time. This shirt you'll see me on most of the time, a t-shirt, shorts, jeans, flip-flops, and I do have a pair of shoes here and there, but they get worn very seldom. Got a couple of clothes that I bought that I'll never ever wear because it's not me. And it's the same thing with your food choices, right? Is you got to look at, what do you like to eat? And I really liked when you said that to them last night. Don't tell me what you want me to hear, because you were eating, I think, a banana smushed up in oats and Greek yogurt. And if the kids look at that and say, okay, I got to eat Greek yogurt. Like, for me, because I tried different things like that, and I muscled my way through cottage cheese for a period of time. Like, I hate it. Yeah, I'm not, like, I don't even enjoy this at all. Like, I found ways to eat it because, you know, for me, it's just eat the right things. But it's like, I don't want it. So I know what I'm going to eat. So, like, I told the kids, I said, in the mornings I'll make 4 eggs and come here. Do they taste the best? No, but I hate them. No, it's fine. It's convenient. It works. So do things that work, and you'll have some success with it, right? And then I also told them, I'm like, there's going to be things that are going to pop up that you will not be able to resist.
So I said last night, I said, if I'm sitting down with my buddies and someone fires out a beer in front of me, it's like you telling me that I'm going to say, no, I cannot have it ever. That's not happening.
hard,
So I got to manage that. And like I'm having it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like I'm having it. And then there's going to be things in front of me. Like if you throw a glass of rye, I'm not having it because it doesn't appeal to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right. So it's very important that what you said to them. It was great. And again, it's like so cool. If they only do, I said shoot for 100 and, if you get to 90, that would be great. But if you get to 70, that's better than most people are going to do.
Seriously.
Yeah,
it's huge. And the other part too is like in here, we talk about environment a lot. You want to surround yourself with other people that are doing the same things as you or have the same goals or similar mindset and whatever. Yeah. And another really important thing to understand on that note of you're going to fail. You're gonna fail. Right? You're gonna fail. You're gonna mess up
every day.
Yeah. Like there's gonna be times where your workout sucks, your eating sucks, you went out instead of going to bed. Like all that happens. Yeah. All that's gonna happen. But the thing that's important to understand is, especially if you have someone who's helping guide you, this was the other thing I said to them along the same lines as don't tell me what you think I want to hear.
Yeah.
Is you also need to understand that I'm on your team. Like we're on the same team.
Yeah.
So if you mess something up or something goes wrong, you need to be able to tell me. Like don't feel like I'm testing you or like you can't tell me the thing that went wrong or that you messed up or whatever. It's because I'm on your team. I want you to succeed. So if I'm measuring your weight and your body fat every Monday and we're seeing no changes, but you're adamant that you're teeing on, like you're right on your diet, like I know you're not, but if you don't tell me now, I can't make an adjustment with you. I can't help you to solve that problem. So that's another piece of it that's important too. It's like if you have a good network around you or you have a good environment around you, then you're going to be with people that can help you overcome those times when you're going to fail, which is going to happen. It's 100% going to happen.
Well, the other thing that I said to them too was there's going to be days where you fail and it wasn't your fault. You might be, your mom and dad might be dragging you to some kid's baptism. And there's the buffet and that's where we're staying all day and you're eating cake and all the junk food. That's not necessarily your fault, but you got to do your best. And there's gonna be other times where you're gonna come home and say, Mom, I can't eat craft dinner and hot dogs today. That's not on my plan. And she's gonna say, hey, why don't you shut up, because I've been working for 2 weeks straight and I haven't got to the grocery store and I just didn't have time, so just eat it, you little spoiled rotten, no good for nothing kid that is entitled and have no idea how life works.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you go in the box and feel shame for 2 minutes, right? And or mom and dad might be in a financial situation where they're like, sorry, I can't afford it. Okay, you little entitled kid.
Yep.
So like there's things that do come up and it's not the end of the world. You just regroup and you start over. So that's important.
Well, now that was a really good question one of the kids asked too, just as a last thing. He was saying, what happens if I have a family thing, or what happens if, and those,
you're
those
the kid.
things.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? And I said, there's two ways to look at that problem, right? And I think this is really important too, is on the one hand, especially when you're not an adult, where you're not the one driving yourself, you're not buying yourself, you're not doing all that kind of things for yourself. Sometimes you're just going to have to make do with what you got, right? So if I put chicken in your meal plan, but mom made a roast or hamburgers or whatever, you can
spam.
Spam. Yeah. You can sub the protein. It's okay. It's not going to be the end of the world. That's one thing. Second thing, let's say your family decides to go out for dinner tonight. You can make a better choice at dinner, right? That's the second thing. So sometimes you got to deal with it. That's one. Second thing is, just because you're going out for dinner and you can't control it, it's not a free pass to go, oh, well, we're going out for dinner, I'm just going to pack it in for this meal. It's like, no, you can still make a better decision. Instead of getting the burger fries with a milkshake, you can get a better choice off that menu. Every restaurant has a better choice you could make, that more or less will align with what you might have had anyways. That's another thing. And then the last part of it on the extreme end is there's going to be times where you're offered the distraction or you're offered the obstacle and you actually do have the option to say no. And you have to be able to say no. And you're going to get pressure from mom and dad. You're going to get pressure from grandma, grandpa, sisters, friends, whoever. Like one thing we always have is on Sundays, we have the big family dinner. Nadia puts on a spread and it's the best thing ever. And you know what I want to do is I want to eat it, and I want to eat a lot of it. And every Sunday though, no, you can't do it.
No,
you can't do it, because that doesn't mean you can't eat the meal, but it's not have a heyday now. That's the difference, So So sometimes there's that whole spectrum of things that can happen. Sometimes you actually have no choice. You go on vacation, what are you gonna do? You only have what you have. You know, other times it's you can make a better choice with what you have. And then other times you're gonna have to just say no. You have to be able to sacrifice those times when you can afford to make the sacrifice. You have to be able to do that. Otherwise, your progress just stays the same, especially when you're talking about body composition stuff. Like these guys want to get bigger, stronger, faster, or some guys want to lean out or whatever. Like sacrifice is part of the deal, man. Like it's just part of the deal. If that's what you want and you want to reach, you know, whatever the goal is that you think you have, if you actually want it and you're not just saying, oh, it would be nice to, you have to do the
everything would be
sacrifice.
nice. Everything would be nice, but that's not the way life works.
Right.
You're competing for the hardest thing you're probably ever going to do if you're actually competing for it, and nothing's easy about it. But at the same time, it's you live a healthier life.